Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and prayer, and followed by prayer or silence, whichever is your choice. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of March 22nd?
So move.
I second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve appropriations ordinance number 13?
I so move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Declare the public input session open for any item not on the agenda. Or is there anything online? Okay, I'll ask the bench if they have anything.
Thank you.
We've got a couple of things. Number one, even though we had a lot of rain, it only takes 2 or 3 days of warmer temperature and a wind to dry out the initial thatch that's in the pastures. And we've had a couple of fires, one on the northeast part of town, another bigger fire, which was probably arson set in Reno County. So we need to be careful. Winds will be bad today again. I don't think we have a red flag warning, but the problem, we do have a red flag warning. You just got the nod from the fire chief. So you have to be really careful. And just because we had a lot of rain, that top surface is already dry and ready to go. And with this wind, it'll go. So be extremely careful. We shouldn't have any outside fires till we're out of the red flag thing. The other 2 things that I wanted to bring up is the Harvard study. And we're still in the orange. We just are staying right above, getting below 10. We've gone up a case and a half from when we talked last week, but we're staying really pretty good. And everybody around us is either yellow or orange too. So I think that things are progressing well. If you could bring up the health department dashboard. Health department has a dashboard now. If you go out to the health department website, you can find this, and you will see that if you add the positive cases on the left and the negative cases on the right, that we have tested over 10,000 people in McPherson County right now. And basically about 32% of that has been positive. The deaths are at 85. We have 2 active hospitalizations, and we have 27 active cases, which is really quite low. So we'll try to coordinate with this. This does not exactly tell us new cases over a given period without doing a little bit of math. But and then you'll have, if you go to this site, other things like other Kansas counties and what's happening with them on the right side. So it's a good site to look at on the health department dashboard. So with that, I think we're at probably need to start having discussions on changes within the city too, and on base of this. But we will have it, and I believe anybody that wanted it in the city has received, at least in the administration, has received their first shot of vaccine. Okay, so we're making progress. With that, I'll declare the public input session closed. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I'd so move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, I'll call on Casey Morales for the MIDC report.
Good morning.
Morning, Casey.
Morning.
So we've had a very full first quarter. We've had some good announcements and some not so good announcements, but I'm going to start off how I typically do and provide you with an updated labor situation. So here you see that our current unemployment rate is 2.8%, which is down from January. We were 3.8%. If you look at our regional labor shed, we're at 4.1%, which is lower than 4.7, which was last month. So we are trending down a little bit. Now this next chart, you're not going to be able to see it very well, but you can download it, I think, on your board docs. So, and if you are still having trouble seeing it, you can email me and I'll get you a copy. But what I wanted to show you this for is it shows you 2020's labor statistics and how you can see how the pandemic affected us this year. So, or excuse me, last year. So our highest unemployment was 5.8, and that was in April. After that, it trended down, and then it did rise up again in December, and then in January, and now it's back down. So hopefully we'll stay down. The next couple slides show, now this is Q3 data. I realize this is a Q1 report for 2021, but this is the most recent data that I have. So we're going to go with that, but it shows how the total employment is for specific industry. This is total employment, and it shows that compared to Q3 2019, we were down 4.6%. And then if you go to the next slide, this is just for industry. So manufacturers only, using the manufacturing index code, we were down 2.8%. So that doesn't sound good, but this is compared to a normal year in 2019. So our employers had to fight against, of course, workforce issues with quarantine, social distancing, and then also supply chain issues. So I would say comparing that to a normal year and only being down 2.8%, I'd say that's very, that's really good.
And really good compared to the state and the nation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly. So the next slide shows commuter data. Again, this is very hard to read, so I apologize, but you see that the chart down at the bottom shows the regional, where they come from the region into McPherson. And really the numbers haven't changed all that much outside of McPherson. We're still bringing in about 24% into McPherson County to supply our manufacturers with labor, sorry. And just in case you guys haven't driven around by the industrial parks lately, I wanted to give you a visual update of what's going on out there. This is PEM. So you see some photos, recent photos of what's taking place out there. And if you go to the next slide, they are expected to move in or to complete their project by Q4 2021, but they've already started hiring for the growth that they anticipate. Nathan Spearman was featured in Scale Up magazine recently, where he disclosed that his company grew from 2.5 million to 13 million last year, and he's expecting another growth to 19 million in 2021. They also recently closed they will be closing their Washington location. He had purchased a Washington location, and he is going to get rid of that and bring some new employees here from Washington, as well as some equipment. So that is great. So we are excited for Nathan and ready for that project to be wrapped up. I had the opportunity to visit with Johns Manville's new plant manager. I don't know if I announced last time that they got a new plant manager, but he has been here for about 6 months, and he came from Compass Mineral in Lyons. And he let me know that the project is going smoothly and they are on schedule to complete it by November 30th or around that time. Piping Technology, they are already enjoying their manufacturing space. Sorry, go back. You're good. We're actually doing really good for not coordinating this. So anyway, they've completed their manufacturing space, and they are working currently on their new office space, and they believe that it'll be done later on this summer. So, and we do have Mid-Kansas Machine and SNR Warehouse are officially completed. So we do have an exciting announcement here in 2021. I'm not going to disclose the name, although many of you already know, but we're not going to disclose it at this point just because we're still having some incentive conversations. But the business chose McPherson, or wants to choose McPherson, because of the location and proximity to a supplier. And they made contact with us last February. So it's taken about a year to get this deal done. and the company is currently preparing the ground. So one reason that I wasn't able to get out and get pictures of that going on and also the JM project is just because there's so much activity out there. I don't know if you guys have driven, I'm sure you have, but I tried to get out and take photos and I did not feel safe. It was just so much activity. So that was exciting to see. So in addition to that, we've had 5 conversations with 5 other manufacturers who are considering expansions in 2021. And 2 of them are competitive. So we'll need to make sure that we're doing our best to try to retain those, but there are reasons why both of those companies are looking outside of McPherson. So I'm optimistic, but they have to go through their process. So the not so good news, I'm sure many of you heard this because I know the employees were notified, but effective March 31st, Chemstar will be closing its doors here at its McPherson plant. They've been here since 1965, and they employed approximately 13 people. So we were able to go out. I partnered with Tucky Allen, who went out and he performed a ready response with the employees. And so we let them know about other opportunities here in McPherson so that hopefully we don't lose that labor. They want to stay here in McPherson. And I know that we talk about all the time the economic impact to new projects coming into McPherson, but here I just wanted to show, the adverse effects of losing a company. So here you can see what it did in my little program. It based on the employee count and the economic multipliers for that specific industry using their NAICS code, you can see what it will cost us. So you've got, although it's 12 direct jobs, with the contractors and vendors, the indirect jobs, you lose more. And then, because you're growing your population, you have to have more police, fire, nurses, doctors. So you have more jobs that come in because of that expansion or contraction in this case. So you never know how it could affect your community. So this is good to just kind of see, how we could be impacted from a loss of a company coming here. Or leaving here, excuse me. And then this one, I'm not gonna disclose the name yet because I haven't fully been given the authority to do that or the blessing to do that. But I do know that many of you already know who that is. But I'm going to announce it here because I know that some employers have been getting resumes from individuals from this company. So anyway, we will be losing another plant that has been here for a long time. They also employ about 13 people, and they've been here since the 60s as well. So anyway, from what I do understand, though, the company did let us know that these individuals have job offers in the region with the company. So anyway, if any employers are listening to this and you'd like to get a hold of those or resumes or see about hiring some of those people, feel free to reach out to me and I'll get you in contact. This is another eye chart. I really like these eye charts for you guys.
Yeah, so we can't see what you're saying.
I know. Just trust me, it's good. So anyway, this is our new business leads that we've received in the first quarter of 2021. Actually, that bottom table is, and you can see that we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 requests for information, and we've responded to 2 of those. The highlighted ones are the ones that we responded to. The tables up above are from last year's requests, and we are still in process with those. So those are still McPherson is still being considered for those projects. The highlighted ones are where we're in the final stages. So one of those that I just announced today as possibly being here, it's still on that list since we haven't officially won it yet. Okay. So next, I just want to give you guys a quick overview of the Go McPherson marketing. And these are our 2021 priorities. You guys know that we've done a lot of focus on working in McPherson, getting people to work in McPherson. We're going to continue with that push, but we are going to switch it and have a little stronger push on the moving to McPherson County side. So not only are we going to be promoting job opportunities, we're looking at other hooks that would get people to want to live here. I know we don't want to think of McPherson necessarily as rural, but compared to some other more highly populated areas, we would be considered rural. So we're actually going to play on that and try to appeal to people that might be looking for some more space, more outdoor activity, maybe hunting. So anyway, that's what we're going to be focusing on. And these are things that we're going to continue. I'll let you read that at your leisure. Okay, for the industrial recruitment side, we're going to continue doing what we've done in the past couple years, or really since we've done this. And that is focusing on the CEOs and the site selectors that work with the companies that we think would relocate to McPherson based on our industries that we have here and also our competitive advantages that we have here. And here's just a recap of the performance of these programs. And I don't know that I'll bore you with these statistics. You have them all. But if you have any questions about it, we can definitely talk about it. But I'll just say that really it's performing how we expected it to perform. So nothing out of the ordinary there on these next few slides. If you want to go down, I'll see if there's anything else that I added in here that I want to highlight. So I will take questions now if you guys have any, or if you want me to go into detail on any of those statistics, I will.
I don't have anything. No.
Gary?
Nice
No.
report. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys.
I appreciate all the information. A really good format this time. And I think the overall is that we have very positive situation in spite of COVID. We came through 20 strong and we started 21 strong. So appreciate all the work that's being done.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. Wrong button. Okay, BPU report.
Good morning, Mayor and Commissioners.
Mayor.
Morning.
First thing I'd like to cover, and I've talked about it a little bit before, is our purchase power bill. We did receive that, and we have made adjustments to our energy costs. The purchase power bill for February was 3 times normal. And again, as I've kind of stated before, really what caused that was 9.1% of our energy purchase, which was the overbase piece. Typically, that's been running $20 to $30, 2 to 3 cents a kilowatt hour. It was over $700 or 70 cents a kilowatt hour. So out of the $10.5 million bill, about 5 million of it was just for that small piece. So that's really what impacted it. Again, three times our normal bill. Still, that's much better, I think, than a lot of places where they spent 1 month what they typically spend in 3 to 4 or 5 years. So kind of going forward, what our plan is, it resulted in an energy cost adder of about 9 cents a kilowatt hour. For a typical residential customer, they pay 7.5 to 8 cents a kilowatt hour. Our intention for industrial or for residential, small commercial, medium commercial, we're going to spread that over a 6-month period. So for a typical residential customer, 1,000 kilowatt hours a month, their bill is going to go up about $15 a month for that 6-month period. And that's how we'll recover that. So hopefully that makes it, so most people can do it without too much heartache, I guess. But I don't know
So for 6 months at 15, we're saying it's going to cost people $90
Right.
for a 6-month period.
that's correct.
That's good.
Yeah, if we would have, we could have passed it through all at once and everybody's bill probably would have doubled roughly. I mean, just orders of magnitude.
Mhm.
So it would have looked like an extremely high summer bill. One of the concerns is we just billed for winter water usage. And so we didn't really want to compound winter water usage, which is the first time we billed consumption for water on top of this issue. Otherwise I think we may have thought about passing it through just a little bit quicker. But that's our plan going forward. So again, it's not the news we wanted. I'd hoped it'd be just a little bit better, and early indications were it was about half of that, but it didn't pan out that way. So, and again, I think we're still much better than a lot.
Okay.
Our contract performed well. Our wind energy came in at almost the typical price. The coal was the same price. Those two components, which made up 91% of our energy, were pretty consistent, but that 9% wasn't. So, and most of that would be gas-fired energy. So, just some other projects we're working on in the Mohawk substation. I don't know if any of you have been by there, but we are starting to receive a lot of material. Over half the transmission line poles are up. and they probably would have came close to finishing today, but with the wind, they're not going to be able to do that. But I would think early this week, I mean, they'll get the rest of the transmission line structured up. And the contractor will string all the 115 kV conductor, which is the top conductor. They'll go ahead and pull that in. And then we're also going to run a fiber line from JM all the way to the new sub at Mohawk and then all the way to West McPherson. They're actually going to pull that fiber line in as well. The static line that's up on top of those poles, the neutral static, there's actually fiber inside of that. It's called OPGW, optical ground wire. And that'll give us another communication path, ultimately from plant 2 to plant 3. What we'll use it for initially is just relay protection. So it's how the subs communicate with each other. And when there's a problem, they tell each other what to do, you know, breakers you need to trim. So, but it'll be a good communication enhancement, I think, for our system. But hopefully the transmission line will be done in May, or at least most of it will be up. When the subs actually commission, they'll have to come back and do some additional work right around the substation. But we're going to do there's a 35 kV line below and then a 12 kV, 12,000 volt line below that. We're actually going to string that in ourselves. So the sub won't be commissioned for probably about a year. So we've got some time, but just to kind of let you know our path forward. And then on our water line downtown, they did get Euclid Street poured and it's actually back open this morning. Hopefully we'll get the whole block poured this week. I think we're making good progress there. And then next week, the plan is to go to the 200 block of North Main. On that particular block, we don't have to close any intersections. So we're already kind of past CK Pharmacy on the south end, and we're already going to be partway into this block. So hopefully that block's going to take closer to 3 weeks to get completed. But part of it depends on the weather, but that block should go a little bit faster. And then we'll evaluate whether we're going to go across the street. And I would say at this point we will, you know, unless we find that there are plans to have downtown activity.
Good.
And if that's the case, then we would, you know, we would try to accommodate that, make a change. So we have other places that we can go. Wheeler, Barber Street, we want to do some projects up there, replace main that's old and basically, and also enhance the fire protection in that area. So those are really the kind of the main things I wanted to cover this morning. I don't know if you gentlemen have any questions or.
No, I would only say that there is a discussion for a scaled down all schools day parade. So if you finish one, just if you take a day off.
No, we can, no, that's,
We can still get by because there won't be floats if we have it. We're
So-
still in discussion.
okay. So who would we, let us know.
I will let
That's,
you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we don't want to be a hindrance to anything that's
Yeah.
going to go on.
But
So,
the amount you're taking up without floats, we can get by
okay,
even if you don't get out of the way.
okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, we're down to the fire department, Chief Weisman.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Several items for you this morning. First item I have, fire department currently had an open position for firefighter EMT, currently does have open positions for firefighter EMT. We interviewed several candidates for the position. Joseph Schwartzendruber excelled in this interview process and has recently completed his credentials that are required for the city of McPherson. We are requesting a motion to approve hiring Joseph Schwartzendruber, effective start date April 5th, 2021.
I'll move to make conditional job offer to Joseph Schwartzendruber for the position of firefighter / EMT pending successful pre-employment requirements effective April 5, 2021.
I second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next item, Brittany Burgess submitted an application for the fire department's summer intern position. This position would start May 17th, 2021 and will run through August 8th, 2021. Ms. Burgess will be shadowing crews and completing daily tasks that firefighters commonly achieve day to day. She will attend some calls, however, she will not participate in mitigation of those incidents. We request a motion to approve hiring Brittany Burgess for the fire department's summer intern position.
I'll move to approve hiring Brittany Burgess for the position of Fire Department Summer Intern effective May 17th, 2021.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
This item, I just need to clean up from last week. During the March 22nd, 2021 commission meeting, Luke Green's resignation as fire captain was accepted effective March 27th. And Luke has requested to stay on the department as paid call firefighter, so we need to request a motion for that.
I'll move to approve retaining Luke Green as paid call firefighter for the fire department effective March 27th, 2021.
I second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Just one more item for you, or actually two. On Friday, the fire department responded to a structure fire here on the west side of town. During that mitigation of that incident, a floor collapsed and a firefighter was injured. He was transported to the hospital with non-life threatening injuries, where he was treated and released. He's doing fine at this time. I just wanted to give an update on that. And then, as the mayor spoke earlier, we do have a pretty unique situation right now with a lot of dry vegetation and wet soil. So we've last time we were dispatched to Reno County to assist with them. And when we go out on these grass fires currently, we're getting a lot of apparatus stuck. So if people can help us out with being very careful with anything that could ignite a fire outside and being cautious with anything that they're doing outside. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, call on Chief Golden.
Morning, Mayor, Commissioners.
Morning.
The first item I have this morning is Taylor Holub is a sergeant with Ellsworth Correctional Facility. He has worked for the Kansas Department of Corrections for 3 years, 2 of which were a Corrections Officer 2 Sergeant and a member of their special response team. Taylor resides in Salina but plans on moving to McPherson. After interviewing him, we would like to request a motion to approve making a conditional job offer to Taylor Holub for the position of patrol officer pending successful completion of pre-employment requirements with an effective start date of April 19th, 2021.
I'll move to approve making a conditional job offer to Taylor Holb for the position of patrol officer pending successful completion of pre-employment requirements and an effective start date of 4/19/2021.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? We should have it in our budget because this is an opening.
Yes.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The second item I have is request a motion to approve the purchase of 1 40-foot shipping container Conex box from Chuck Henry Sales for an amount not to exceed $4,374 for the McPherson Police Department range.
Okay.
And this
before
is a
I-
budgeted item.
Yeah. Motion to purchase 1 40-foot shipping container Conex box from Chuck Henry Sales for an amount not to exceed $4,374 for the McPherson Police Department range.
I second that.
And that does include the shipping if you look at the
Yes.
detail below.
Yes.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And I have one other item. Obviously, watching the news, active shooter, workplace violence. 2020 is over. Things are happening, and we'd like to reach out to our businesses and our churches and any larger organizations that if they want training, walkthroughs, safety plans, anything like that, to contact the police department. Captain Mark Brink is our liaison for this. And we will come out fairly quickly and give you a safety plan and a walk through the business. We've done one last week, and we did that at the YMCA. So
Okay, I would say we have a very good active shooter training program. We have looked at a lot of different programs. We tweak ours if we see something that will help our active shooter program. So you're gonna, if you're a business, a school, church, you're gonna get a first-class training program from us.
yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, public lands and facilities, Wayne Burns.
Good morning. First,
Morning, Wayne.
a couple items for Turkey Creek Golf Course.
The first one on March 8th, 2021, City Commission approved the purchase of one 50G junior ball washer from Whittick Golf for the Turkey Creek Golf Course for an amount not to exceed $2,699.99. Staff is requesting permission to pay for the shipping of the one 50G junior ball washer from Whittick Golf for Turkey Creek Golf Course in the amount not to exceed $332.69. This would bring the total to $3,032.68.
I'll make the motion to approve payment to Whittick Golf for shipping of 150G junior ball washer for the Turkey Creek Golf Course for an amount not to exceed $332.69, bringing the total cost of the purchase from $2,699.99 originally approved on March 8th, 2021 to $3,032.68.
I second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The next was with Turkey Creek Golf Course, electrical installation for the new pump system. Staff is requesting commission to accept the quote from Headland Electric for the electrical installation for the new pump system and an amount not to exceed $6,170.
I'll make the motion to accept the quote from Headland Electric for the electrical installation of the new pump system for a cost not to exceed $6,170.
I second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, you call Nick Gregory for administrative report.
First item I have is this year, the McPherson Housing Coalition received a total of $192,353 in grant funds from KDHE. Due to COVID-19, there's no match required this year. McPherson Housing Coalition will be allotted $114,000 for rapid rehousing applicants, $66,500 for homeless prevention applicants, another $2,660 for technology and training, and finally $9,193 for grant administration. The reimbursement request will bring the total request for 2020 to $117,462.79, which equates to approximately about 61% of the award of the $192,353. ESG, just as a reminder, stands for Emergency Solutions Grant. That grant is funded with KDHE and is administered by the City of McPherson for the benefit of the McPherson Housing Coalition and the homeless prevention programs and activities that they provide.
I move to approve payment to the McPherson Housing Coalition for the ESG grant reimbursement request number 8 for an amount not to exceed $21,577.55 and authorize the mayor to sign all related documents.
I'll second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The LGBTQ plus community would like to have their march and activities on June 26th of 2021. The march will start on Euclid from McPherson College Circle Drive and go west to Swan Court Bridge. They've asked that the West Lakeside Drive north from Euclid to the corner of East Lakeside Drive be closed. The march will end at the band shell. They'll have some speakers and some food vendors. They have requested a police escort during the march, and they request that the public maintain social distance and wear masks for this event. Water and hand sanitizer will be provided, and this has been reviewed by staff.
I'll make the motion to approve the street closure of West Lakeside Drive north from Euclid to the corner of East Lakeside Drive, use of the band shell and park facilities, and a police escort for the LGBTQ plus Pride March on June 26, 2021.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
There are 5 wages for your consideration today. First being Joseph Schwartzendruber, Fire Department firefighter, starting at $14.22 per hour, effective April 5th, 2021. Brady Burr, Fire Department firefighter, going from $15.09 per hour to $15.54 per hour, effective April 5th of 2021. Brittany Burgess, Fire Department summer intern, going from $9.50 to $10 per hour, effective May 17th of 2021. Bailey Christ, Turkey Creek Golf Course seasonal clubhouse, going from $10 per hour to 10.50 per hour effective April 5th, 2021. And Taylor Holub, Police Department Patrol Officer, going from starting at 1991, effective April 19th of 2021.
I move we approve the wages as read.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
There are 3 bonds for your consideration, and those include Greenway Electric Incorporated out of Wichita, a $5,000 electrical bond, Ince Plumbing Service out of Inman, Kansas, so both a $5,000 plumbing bond and a $5,000 gas fitter bond.
I'd move that we approve the bond.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I would like to move to recess city commission meeting.
I second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right.
We are back in session as a commission. And I think we only had one item to bring forward. That's 1.1, the resignation of a firefighter. And so I would like to move to accept the resignation of Jamie Ross as recruit firefighter AEMT effective March 31, 2021.
I second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Don't believe there is anything else. Anybody else have something that I'm missing? Okay. At this point now, we will go into executive session, if I can get up here. In the executive session will be from, come on, for 15 minutes from 9:47 to 10:02. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
For non-elected personnel.
For non-elected person.
I'm sure I heard.
Yeah, that's what I said, under my breath.
That's some good coaching along the way.
Okay, we're back in session. There will be no action taken as a result of the executive section for non-elected personnel. And so I'd like to move to adjourn.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.